Hi sailors, and welcome to a new podcast here on explorenorth.no. I'm your host, Jon Amtrup. Before we dig into this podcast, which is a beautiful one, there's a little update from my side. We are opening up for bookings sailing in the high north, that's 70 degrees north, in mid-October to mid-December among whales feeding on the herring. We're not doing any whale chasing, we're taking the natural approach. So we're going to sail and let the whales come to us. We're not going to jump in among all the other whale watching boats. So this is a true sailing experience. You can expect northern lights and whales, snow-capped mountain, and a fantastic experience up north. We're running 5-day trips in and out of Skjervøy. We can also do special trips if someone wants to take the whole boat. Just contact me and we'll find something suitable for you. You can find it on explorenorth.no, the trips, and where you will find all the details and where you can book or contact me if you have any questions. So now back to this podcast. I love the Golden Globe race. I was involved from the start with as a shore manager for Arevik, and now I've done a handful and more podcasts with competitors. And while in Brest, I'm skippering Witness, the Greenpeace ship, these 3 coming months. We met Etienne, who is preparing the most colorful boat in the fleet. And we had a chat aboard his beautiful boat. So listen to this, and maybe you get inspired to sail a little bit longer. And also, you should follow the GGR 2026, which starts in September. So, enjoy. Okay, it's time for a new podcast. I'm in beautiful Brest. Or is it beautiful, Etienne?
It is. Not fantastic today, but in general, Brest is beautiful.
Yeah. Very good. Because I am on the most colorful boat in the GGR 2026 fleet.
Exactly, yes. Actually, there's other couple boats fully colored as well. Yeah. Like there's one fully red, there's another one actually also fully red. But I chose like a bold move, let's say. I went like purple, like aubergine purple, and some bright orange, as much as I could put on it, because I'm against white boat and white sail and aluminium mast. Because which one is yours? Yeah, that's the white one with the aluminium mast. Oh, yeah, for sure. Sorry. So my previous boat were always colored, and then I think it's just another area that I can explore and be used as a canvas to express my personality, and then that's why I choose like something quite poppy.
Cool. And it is better PR-wise when it comes to drawing lenses, because the photographers always try to find something that stands out. And
probably, yeah. We'll see. I haven't thought about that so far, but you're probably right. Yeah. It's definitely popping out of the marina at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the end color result, and then also I put some black. All my railings, everything is black because the stainless steel, bright stainless. I'm like not really fan of it, but and also historically, Bernard Moitessier.
Yeah.
He also had all his railing painted black. All was for him was like in metal, like in rusty. He could quickly rust, so he had to always paint them. But for him, it was actually more visible at night. The black is actually a higher contrast, so at night you see best the black, because it's never fully black at night. There's always some like bit of lights, if it's the moon or the light from the stars, and then black is very actually visible. So that was something that I was interesting. And on my previous boat, I also paint all the railings in black, and then I thought it was like it was true. So yeah, keep on that knowledge. Try to better further.
And he's one of your heroes.
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah, definitely like a huge source of inspirations.
Yeah.
I read his books many times. I'm choosing to do the G job because of the stories I read through his books, and then I'm like, wow, I wanna try to live a bit what he lived, and then these emotions that he's sharing about his solitude and only the man confronted with his boat and the oceans and the natures, and then so definitely a source of inspirations. And I even named my boat after him. So the boat is called Bernard, because it is something I want to carry with me. So I'll definitely have his books, and he didn't finish the GGR in 68, 69. So that could be a good reason to just make him finish the race.
Nice. Cool. But this is not the first Don McIntyre race you've been in. You made a big dent in the prize giving ceremony before.
Yeah, I know Don since quite a while now, and so I met him in Tonga on a very small little island when he was actually just taking a rest after the first GGR he organized in 18 when Jean-Luc won, and then directly kind of like fall in fan attitude, like really like we talk so much and ask many questions. And then at the time I was like already sailing on my own boat in the South Pacific, but I wasn't really ready for the GGR in terms of skills and competence, and then like I wasn't feeling ready for that. But I was already like, wow, this is amazing. This is related to the heroes and then books and then stories I liked. And then and at the time it was it was starting this 580 mini campaign.
Yep.
And the COVID hit, and then we were both actually we met again in Tasmania during COVID, and then he was like, "Look, this is a new project, blah blah." And then I remember asking many questions, and then he offered me a set of plans. He said like, just they were it's pretty cheap. It's like 330 euros or dollars or pounds something. So the plans are pretty cheap, but he just said, "Look, I give you one." And have a go, maybe, whatever. And then like COVID, I had to sell my boat in Tasmania. It was like I was really running on my bank's account were empty. I was like, okay, time to change. So I came back to Europe, and then I had like this set of plans. I was like, okay, that's perfect. I know how to sail now, roughly. I spent 4 years and a half on my boat, so I did that like a certain amount of expertise, if I can say call like that. But then I was like, okay, build a boat. That's amazing. I was always very pleased to work with my hands, and I was like, okay, that's a next chance. So I built that little tiny boat in plywood and 19 feet in Switzerland under a big shed, and then had some friends coming help, and then like we had to weld the keel. Then we melted some lead to build the bulb for like the counterweight. Work on many topics I didn't really even think they were actually possible. And then like found myself on the starting line for the first editions of this mini 580 Transit. Also as homage from Don to these first editions of the mini Transit that was made on Trekker in, I think, if I don't mistake, it's 76 or 73, something like that. Yeah. And then so we did pretty much also like one first leg to from Portugal to Lanzarote as a qualifier. So it was not considered as a race, but we still left as a fleet. It was 6 boats, so 6 identical boats. They were not identical because we had to build the same hull, but some small details in the companyway entry, and then like but same mast height, same sail. So almost like one design fleet. Actually, it was one design fleet. Box rules, really. Yeah. And then that was the first leg to Lanzarote, and then the second leg was like my first big crossing. Lanzarote to Antigua, and I won actually both legs. So I finished first on the two legs, and then took a huge pleasure doing that. It was like I remember when we arrived on the other side, everybody was like talking, explaining their sensations, emotions, and some of the guys were like, "Oh, that's it, done. Whew, never done it again." And it was like, oh, man, I could have just go further and further. I was just like, I was really in my element on the little tiny boat.
But did you expect to win the race? No.
I left well prepared.
Yeah.
I'm not a racer since childhood. I didn't grow up sailing dinghies, racing dinghies, but. We 4 brothers and sisters at home. There was always competitions. There's always this like, I'm a competitor, if I can say. If there's 2 boats on the water sailing, then I'm like, oh, this is a race. It's always like, so I do have that temperament, and then definitely 1 or 2 other guys from the race were like fully adventurous, and they really like since day one we knew they were like not pushing, and then I was like, I want to push myself, because it's always about first myself, how deep, how far can I push my limits, and then it's a pleasure for me to try to reach the goal point of that's a boat. Oh, can I go a bit further? Okay, no. So and also like it's a bit like Chijo or Ojo. We didn't really receive the positions of the other boats. Only once a week we receive a text message.
Once a week.
Telling us that's the positions of the other.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, that was, I don't remember, maybe it was Sunday, I don't remember which day. But it was like this text message with like the name of the boat and then the positions and like plotting on the and then like, fuck, I'm in front.
Yeah.
And then, so we raced with Michal, the old stretch really close by. So it was like, kind of an emulsions, like kind of like, okay, yeah, wow. So that really pushed me, and then like, it was a surprise winning at the end, but I was like also, okay, that's make me realize, well, I like it.
Yeah. And it felt good standing on that podium, receiving the...
Yeah, I don't even remember if it was a podium. But
even a podium.
Yeah, no, it felt very... I mean, the big accomplishment was like being able to build a boat with my own hands and race across the Atlantic. That was like the maximum happiness or like fulfillment of like I did it. It's amazing. Winning was like, wow, that's a big cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah.
But if I would have finished second or last, I probably will have still be very proud of myself. And then like, so GGL campaign is roughly similar in terms of like state of mind. I want to finish. I want to be able to bring that boat back to the starting line, to the finishing line. I want to enjoy the race. I want to learn as much as I can. If I can finish on the podiums, on the good positions, on the top, whatever, I will be always plus. This is definitely going to be pushing myself to like, okay, I want to try to be efficient. I want to try to be fast, because the shorter time to spend at sea, the safer as it is.
Yep.
Just makes sense. So, definitely trying to be ready. So that's why I'm like putting lots of times and efforts and details. Like, okay, I mean, I could have kept the old rig. No, that would actually be dangerous. But like, could have kept something like, maybe I kept this. The tri-sail is not that bad. The old one, maybe I keep it. But actually, if I keep the old sail, the baggy ones, then I will be like very feeling bad when like I need to use it, and I'm like, I could have put a bit more money in times and having something more efficient that make me not like regretting. That was counterproductive kind of. So, and at the same time, I know already that the boat is for sale, so I will have to sell it on the way back. So, if I put money now, it's kind of an investment, so it just have to be kind of a balance at the end. But that's what I did with my tiny number 2, the 580. It cost me that amount. I sell it for. Okay, I'm not a very good businessman, so I sell it for less. But
that's the way with boats. Yeah.
But I was like, okay. I didn't feel. At the end, I was almost at zero, roughly. Mm-hmm. So I was like, fantastic. The mission is accomplished. And then the boat was sold to Jasmine, and then she sailed now around the globe with the boat. Yeah. And she finished, and then she already sold the boat to the next person that is actually kind of doing the MGR. So it's a fantastic story. So same with that one. It's a great boat, but it's a investment in something like let's go have good sales to try to compete as much as best as I can, and then we'll see.
Because you have done a lot with this boat. It was in pretty bad condition.
Yes.
When you found her.
Yeah.
Or don't find her. Pointed at her.
Don't find it to me. Don't find it to me.
Yeah.
I bought her for 19,000 quid, so pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
For good deal. I mean, it was. We sailed her from Caz all the way to Brittany, so it was a sailing boat. It was working, but it was just like neglected a lot. Like I had to redo all the electricity, all the plumbing. I mean, then the mast was probably good for like coastal sailing for another couple of years, but for the project, for what I wanted to do is like, no, I didn't want it to go for more than 20 years old mast. All the rigging was so. It wasn't abandoned, but it was neglected. And then for what I wanted to do, I really decided to put my standards quite high in terms of safety and quality of the stuff. So I also done almost everything myself because this is cheaper. But at the same time, I know exactly where each cables, where each sea cock, where each bolts and screw were mounted because. It's for me the most important to be able to fix any issues at sea because it's impossible to just park on the side of the road and call the truck or the service and say sorry so definitely for me that's something I learned in my past experience. I have a good toolbox and then know how to use it and then know where are all the stuff before. So I'm happier how she look now. And
she's a Tradewind
35.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I don't really know much about these boats. I know that like in the past campaigns of the G-Chart there were always 1 or 2 at the start. Yeah. Puffin was one on the first edition. Istvan Koppar, and he sold it to Jan. I forgot his last name. Jan. Was also named Puffin, and then there was another Tradewind. So they already been around the globe. The 30 boat. They actually perfectly fitting in the race concept. So and for me, because it was cheap, it was okay. It was let's go. And, at the end, I realized actually it's not that cheap, but because I fixed lots of stuff. But it's a compromise. And then the year I spent now refitting the boat in France, or even more than a year and a half, it's golden because it is experience I learned about that boat, and then this is something that is in me, and then experience is something that can't be taken away, and then it can definitely be useful in the next project, and then it's just growing, knowledge growing.
So you sailed solo across the Atlantic. Was that your first solo?
First solo, yeah.
Yeah, first solo.
Yeah.
And
even first crossing. I mean, I crossed once when I was 21 on a big cargo ship.
Okay.
As a passenger.
Yeah.
And that was like, I mean, it was a big cargo carrying containers, so we crossed the Atlantic with my brother. Cool. But that was like my first solo crossing. Or sailing crossing. Yeah. This 2021 McIntyre Mini 580 Transit.
Did did the solo experience, being alone, live up to the expectations?
I already done some solo before because I had like a boat in. My first boat was a 34 feet steel one that I bought in New Zealand, and then I refitted also all by myself, and then spent 4 years and a half in the South Pacific sailing. So I already done some solo passage, solo sailing. I had like lots of friends and family coming over, but so I already knew solo was like something that like definitely shorter passage and in transit, but that was like the biggest solo, big, and then it was like I don't really know if that was expectations or probably had more like fears, and then like questions, how is it gonna be, and then at the end it was like all the fears turned into like pleasures, and then happiness, and then like wow, I'm at ease at sea. I'm definitely feeling good myself, and I managed very well my sleeping, my food. It was a pleasure. It was really a pleasure, and so yeah, it was definitely fulfilling my expectation. That's why I'm going back.
Because
I'm like,
be a pleasure.
I've done it, and I was like, wow, I loved it.
Yep.
Really, I was really happy about that.
How are you viewing the fact that you're going into the Southern Ocean for a month or so?
This is one of the big questions, and then also scared questions about like this race, because I know some listener might laugh, but my first boat, I bought it in New Zealand, in Wellington, and then so the first sails I've done were Cook Strait, and then that was already in the 40s. So I already sailed
Been there.
I already sailed with Albatross, but
it
was in summer, and then we had once a bit of gust of wind, big rolly sea, but so I already been in the 40s, but definitely not gonna. It's gonna be different, but I'm like scared. And at the same time, like attracted to something like wow! I read so many books, and then now we also see so many images and videos from the more recent races, and then I just want to go visit this. I just want to live that. I just want to be filled with that emotions, and then feel this power of the natures of the oceans, of this energy turning non-stop around the Antarctic. So I want to go. I know it's not going to be every day a happy day. There's going to be cycles: scared, happy, tired, cold, miserable, very joyful. I just want to go. I'm curious, and then but not like considering the risk and listening to my fears as a be careful, because people that don't listen to their fear are dangerous. I grew up in Switzerland in the mountains, and then if you're not scared, you kind of like dangerous, because scared is actually very like protecting yourself. Like you have to listen to it, and then so it's a management of like what's the level of my scaredness, kind of. And then I think it's okay. And then like these boats are like almost unsinkable, bulletproof. They're like little tanks. Just need to be very precocious with like Riff earlier being like conservative, but at the same time we have so less information about the weather than like it's going to be anyway. With like a roulette Russians, and even if we'll have weather forecasts, we're so slow that like it will not really change much. So it's just a bit accepting to be miserable for a while, and then like try to get the positive out of that experience. And then I'm sure there is, because I'm not the first one doing it, and then people already done it and they go back, and there's people
tend to go back to this race. And you're going back to Don McIntyre race.
So I'm scared of the South, but at the same time attracted. So it's a mix.
Cool. But you storms one thing, but the doldrums, not getting anywhere. How is your state of mind then?
Yeah, I remember being becalmed in a few times in the past on other boats, and that's actually even more miserable than like being battered by strong winds.
Yeah.
Same. It is part of the game. It is a passage many people went through before.
Yep.
It's an experience. You have to be try to turn into something positive. It is a game of patience. Big gain and big loss can be made through this through passage. Yeah, I've never been through the equator, so it's going to be also. This is many big first time for me during that race. So I can't wait to see that and then to go through it. So we'll see. I'm very curious of all these new places and then these new emotions, and it's like maybe I will never be that sad of having no wind. Maybe this is gonna be probably the extreme, and I want to go try to see this this different state. And I like sailing, so this is also part of it. So yeah.
I haven't kept up with the rules. There's so many rules, but is it still allowed to use the amount of diesel you got on board?
That's the new rules. That's a new rules. They changed it for the first editions. They were allowed to use all the diesel tanks.
Yeah, they could.
So Jean-Luc and then the others, they did use. I don't know. I think it's 200 liters, or whatever.
Yeah.
We only allowed 40 liters.
For engine propulsion.
40. No, 40 liters.
Board.
Yeah. No, we going with the full tank.
Yeah.
But we only allowed 40 liters. So at the end they will top it back, and then if we use more than 40 liters, we'll be penalized each liters for X hours. I don't really remember.
Right.
So 40 liters is not much.
No.
So it's probably just like running the engine every week,
Just do it.
a couple of minutes to just make it like lubricate and keep it running.
Yeah.
And we have to charging is going to be done by solar panels, and then hopefully an hydro.
You're going to get a hydro.
Yeah, if I find.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the charging is not rely on the engine, but we have to do this 2-gate passage, one in Lanzarote. That's definitely under sails easy, but to go into Hobart, and this is a long way up the river. I already sailed there, so I'm kind of like looking forward to go back to. But to get over there, it could be very useful to have the engine for a few hours.
Okay.
So that kind of like also like I mean, I could also use my 40 liters on the first passage of the doldrums on the way in.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is management. We have 40 liters. Do whatever you want with it. Just don't. If you use more, then you'll be penalized.
But what about heating then? Are you going to have any heating systems?
I'm probably going to take like a little this fishing gas eater, like really this tiny ones with like the tiny gas of gas. Maybe
propane.
A tiny one, and then like it's just gonna be in. Okay, I really need to dry something.
Yep.
And then I have like I don't know 10, 20 cartridge. I don't know. I've got no idea about the amount, but that's gonna be like reserved for like south, very miserable conditions. Really. As I said, I grew up in Switzerland in the mountains, so I learned about layers in clothing. In the Vendée Globe, in other races, they don't have either. Or sometimes yes, now they do, but so it's possible. I have some small slippers from North Face with like they look like sleeping bags in the fit, and this is like this.
Yeah.
So this is the. And then like put sleeping bags, probably put like a little carpet on the ground to make it better. So this is, I think, and then having that tiny little heater if I really need to dry something, or if it's like, okay, let's have now a few hours of, or just on the galley, just like put like a plant pot, like a clay pot on top of the fire, and then just like burn it, and then that kind of like kept the energy, and then like it helped a bit. So. It is just for a while. It's so if I'm cold for a few weeks, then it's also part of the game.
Yeah.
So it's.
What are you most looking forward to? To start? Getting away?
I don't really know. It's a mix of feelings. I'm looking forward to see the albatross again. I'm looking to see the starting line to be like kind of like not alone again, but kind of like, because I think at the moment for me the most difficult part is to get it to the starting line. It's a tremendous race. There's so many rules. There's so many equipment. There's so many details that the boat need to be tweaked, and then I'm still sometimes not believing I'll be able to reach to be at the starting line, and sometimes yes, and so it's like this is like a stress. It's a huge stress, and I think as soon as the boat is gone, then it's just sailing, and then I know how to sail. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be finally.
Yeah. What's gonna stop you from getting to the starting line? Money?
Yeah, money is it's questions in the equation, because there's a lot of expensive stuff still on the list, and like I forgot to put that in the account, and then like fees, not fees, but like I don't know, the insurance, I forgot about that. The marina, it's also like extra cost that and then but at the same time it is just money, and the money can be borrowed and it has to be paid back at the end. So this is possible, and this will happen. It's just it will be definitely helpful to have a very big sponsor on the back. At the same time, it's not the philosophy of the race. It's not how I've been working in the past. I'm looking for sponsors to try to fund and then support that adventure. It's just, this is actually, I think, one of the biggest work. It's the skippers from the Vendée Globe, whatever. The time, the energy they spend to find sponsors is actually probably the biggest. It's huge. It's so much in terms of relationships, emails that never get replied, and then connections and this and then this is I don't want to do it because I won't go sailing, but it's part of the game, and this is very frustrating.
Yeah,
so many emails not replied or receiving and a generic reply with like, we're not interested, and then you don't think they even took the time to read you. So it is. I'm not the first one, but this is a bit frustrating. No, today I'm in good mood. I know I'll be at the starting line, but I want to go racing, so I need to be also like, okay.
Yeah.
But no, it's coming. I'm looking at the end of the tunnel, but sometimes it's like it's tiring.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very tired of all the emotions and the stress, and then like the list of stuff that need to be done, and the time is just getting shorter and shorter. So
September 6th, then you're gonna do a qualifying race.
Yeah. It's not a race, it's just a qualifier run, kind of. Like I need to do 4,000 nautical miles solo on the boat to prove that me and the boat are a good match, good team.
Yep.
And expecting to leave in the next few weeks, like early April, mid-April. The boat is ready. We've been sailing now for the last week. Definitely bits and bobs to be tweaked, but we've been sailing, and it was like all the issues I had like during the winters with the rudder are now erased, are gone, and the boat need to go now on a long voyage to just find all the little details that need to be modified, and then just like me getting like exactly what's the right setup with each on which wind angles, and so that's another month gone of the preparations. Or it's also it's a preparation, but it's gone out of not being in France, not being in front of the computer, not being able to kind of so yeah, it's time's passing.
Time's passing. How are you gonna do with food on the race itself? What are you gonna eat?
So I kept the galley as a 2 gas burner and in the oven because for me it's like food is so important, and I like cooking, so definitely try to do my bread once a week, and then
Nice.
that's how I lived on the previous boat, and then it just makes such a good present when the bread is coming out of the oven. A mix of like some dry food for sure, because it's just so easy to have it, and then independent of the conditions. But sometimes it's just like, okay, it's easy. We working now with the mom of a very good friend to do some ready mix dishes, kind of like in this glass, like I don't know how to call it in English. It's like not tin, but it's like a glass, and it's like sealed, and then it's like pressure cooked. So it's actually.
Is that the same as Neuschäferhand?
Maybe, yeah. I think Kirsten actually like lots of something like that, like but made here. So it's like you open this glass jar. It's a jar, like food in jar, some kind. And then like you have like I don't know, mashed potatoes with some meat, and then some greens, whatever, some veggies, and then like it's just a bit more attractive than like this dry food. And then having a mix of these, having some cans, having some rice pasta, couscous. And then cook. I like cooking. It's one of the moment during the day here at land that like I really feel disconnected. I just like I like cooking, and then this is just something I want to keep doing it. So I'll take plenty of olive oils, of butter, of stuff to have a chocolate, whatever.
Yep, Swiss chocolate. I guess.
Chocolate, yes.
Yeah. How many days are you going to provision for?
Good questions. I haven't really thought about that yet. I think probably more closer to 280, like extra. Really, it's really. I'm not going to do like they did 213, and then she did 230, Kirsten. So maybe I want to do no, because it could be a big issue, something, and then I'm like stuck or like. But I still want to. So it's so heavy, and the boat is so heavy, and an extra bag of like 50 days of food, it doesn't matter.
No.
So it's water is probably the biggest question.
Yep.
But the food is like it's I would say roughly 300 days of food, or maybe 200, 280, whatever.
Yeah.
Because one big bag of like dry food is not that big, and then this is just. Can be kept, and then like can be used for the future's adventure.
What do you have any kind of water system to contain rainwater?
Yes. So
gather, right?
we were with my sailmaker in Brest, Felix from Incidence. There's the boom, and the boom kind of a lazy bag. It's going to be in mesh, very light, but the bottom of the mesh we do a PVC, like kind of a piping, or like a PVC, not piping, but like a layering of PVC in the bag that could be actually zipped in and zipped out. And then it's probably going to be always in, but just in. So that this just kind of make a funnel underneath the boom, or underneath in the boom, underneath the sail, and at the end and close to the mast, the bag is actually closed by another zip. So it kind of make a little container, and then like because I used to always put a bucket by my boom, but then like you just get the drips, and then this is gonna be more like something try to catch more water, and then like don't have to if I'm not putting my bucket, then it's still getting into it. So maybe just get the first 5 minutes, rinse on salt, but then like just close it, and then like it's gonna be a couple of liters, and then when I'm ready I can just open it, put directly in a jar, in a container. That's the idea. It need to be also now tested and maybe improved and modified. But this is my rainwater catchment concept.
Nice. One of the big issues in the Golden Globe race is anti-fouling and barnacles. We saw that when Mara crossed the Atlantic now, she had a lot of barnacles in that short distance. What's your plan?
So I I contact Simon Curven,
Mm-hmm.
the English sailor who actually finished the fastest, the last editions, but he had to stop once because he had an issue with the iron. So, but he arrived in the sub with an immaculate hull. He used, I think, the same product as Jean-Luc used that also had a very good finishing hull. I call him, say, what's the paint? And it's a French paint called Nautix, the A9000. It's not easy. It's not a paint that you can find on the shelf. It's a professional, high-tech something. They use it on different occasions.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive paint I ever bought. Like a 5 little bucket. It's crazy. But I put now multiple layers on that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lift the boat out of the water in June or July to do like inspections of that, check everything, and then put another couple of layers. At the same time, I know that like it could be possible that like Simon could have sailed into like a baby barnacle hull, and then it could also have been infected. It's also lock stuff, So it doesn't mean that you have this one that it is perfect. It's also which lock or which unlock you have crossing a part of this tiny little. So at the same time, I'm not scared of going in the water. I'm not. Yeah, I think the important is to monitor, not wait until it's too late.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, this is something that it's hard to control. So I'm trying to put my best chance going what Simon had, and then now,
Because barnacles and wind vane is the best the most troublesome for the GVR.
Yeah.
You go with a hydro vane.
I went with hydro vane. This is what I think most of the competitors had on the last edition, so maybe even the 2 editions. We in the rule books we need to have emergency rudder tiller systems. Because it's an hydro vane with its own rudder, it is considered as so it's kind of ticking double box.
Mm-hmm.
They've been many times around the globe in different boats in different situations. Simon had an issue because one big wave knocked one of his casting that been now modified, so they reinforced it. So the company reinforced that broken part, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Damien Gilloux, the French competitor that is coming back, it's going to be a very hot competitor for the race.
Yeah. He want to win.
He want to win. He had like big issues with his unit, but he modified the unit before he left, thinking that he want to improve it, but actually he weakened the unit. So he did. He was the person. It is his fault, kind of.
Yeah.
Some people go with 2 units on the back. It's also a cost price. This is £8,000.
It is crazy expensive.
So it's at the same time, I can almost be sure if I take a second one as a backup, that one might never be something, and then something else that I don't have a backup might actually fail. So you never. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
And then going with everything on doubled is actually the idea, but it's sometimes impossible. I can't take 2 masts with me.
No.
And I won't take 2. It's like just maybe I might take some spare parts that could be having a very thoughtful one, and like at the same time, then if it's not, then we'll have to find another option. So Sir Robin Knox Johnson came back without any hydro vane. He sailed with shit on a tiller, and then so there's other options, and then.
And you have a tiller now, so you can do.
I have a fantastic tiller now. Yeah.
You modified the boat.
Exactly. I had like a wheel steering, so I didn't want to go with that. So I modified it to a tiller, so I can even use shit to tiller on that. So this is preparation that took a lot of time and effort, but actually this is towards the reductions of the risk of having something breakage, and having this modification that can be used in another can be used in something useful.
And Hydrowen has come up with the setup where they can have the what and see attached.
Yes. Yeah.
In the same mounting. That's
Nice stuff.
Yeah.
It's also a budget question. So Water and Sea unit is also a couple of grants, and then like it's now finding. It's a retro race, and then lots of my equipment is second hand also because it's like I don't know stuff that's like it's just cheaper, and then there's also lots of stuff online that like people been using, and so if I can find a second Water and Sea would be good. At the same time, you never know if it's working. So it's always like a
Water and Sea has gotten a few competitors now.
Yeah.
Finnish one and a German one.
There's a German. Yeah.
Have you looked into?
I look into
them?
this. Yeah, I looked into them as well, and then like I need to find out. Have a good entrant contract, and then somebody, if somebody is giving me 10 or 20%, then it's gonna be that's probably gonna be
because they're substantially cheaper than the Water and Sea.
Yeah,
almost half the price.
That's right. Yeah, they just I haven't really got such let's say they haven't go in such long race in such so Water and Sea as just the result or like the expertise.
Yeah.
And then the French brand, and then I'm in France, and it's like so. We'll see. We'll see which options is coming. So
Yeah, Water and Sea is definitely the choice of
the Rolls Royce kind of.
Yeah, it is.
We'll this is at the moment. I'm like it's on the list, but not on the top of the list.
No.
It's not that complicated to install, and it could be done in the summer.
Yeah, cool. You've been out sailing for the last few weeks. How's the feel?
Amazing. At the same time, I came at the end and was like, this is wrong. It's wrong. I never break anything. Where's the problems? I'm not... it's good. But this is strange. Wow. So, very relief. I was also, I think, on the first day I came back and my back was hurting so much. I think all the stress and the relief was just like just going out, and then I was feeling like this balloon that like just... And then, but no, it's the boat was just like kind of screaming of like go, let me go, and then like the sails are just very nice, and I can't wait because now it's been sailing in Brest, and it's kind of like in a big lake or small lake.
Yeah.
And then like I just want to go outside and see in the waves in a bit longer stretch, and then there's yes, I'm really looking forward to be back at night and see the stars and just being alone and with the boat and listen to her and listen to all the little noise, and then like that's how she want to be, and then
nice. Thank you so much for joining me, or taking the time off in your very busy schedule.
Thank you very much. Hey, it's my pleasure. It's always a pleasure to share, and then tell my story.
Yeah, and I'll see you in Le Sable d'Olonne on the start.
Yes, fantastic.
We can have another chat if you have the time.
Yes, I will definitely find some time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi again, sailors, and thank you for listening to this podcast. You will find more podcasts on explorenorth.no, both in Norwegian and in English. If you want to know more about sailing in cold waters, I can highly recommend, without blushing, the book I wrote together with Bob Shepton. It's called, surprise, surprise, High Latitude Sailing, Self-Sufficient Sailing Techniques for Cold Waters and Winter Seasons. It covers pretty much everything you need to know to get out sailing the whole year round and sailing to remote places in the world. You'll find it. You can buy the book on explorenorth.no, on Amazon, or have your bookstore order it. If you're interested in Svalbard, I also wrote Sail to Svalbard. You can buy them at the same places. So please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions at all. You'll find me on explorenorth.no. In the meantime, go out sailing.